Get ready. Start. Another happy and admirable feature of the railway budget is an appreciable increase of the depreciation reserve fund and the development fund. The two funds together constitute what may be called the two lungs of the railway finance, and in that view of the matter, a rise in these two funds will be welcome. Increase of the annual dividend payable to the general revenues on the railways capital at charge is a step in the right direction. I would, however, venture to think that the next railway convention committee, which is going to be set up in the year 2005, will see its way to recommend an increase of this dividend to 6%, keeping in view the general rise in the borrowing power of the central government. The additional contribution that will come from this increase of the dividend will amount only to rupees 4 crores. The budget speech also contains a fairly comprehensive and exhaustive assessment of the railway's performances during the last several years, from which it is quite clear that the railways have not only succeeded in implementing the targets fixed for the 8th and the 9th plans, but will also fulfill the targets fixed for the 10th plan. The drive for indigenous manufacture of all categories of railway equipment has also reached a high water mark, and the day is not far off when our railways will not only be entirely self sufficient in all its requirements, but will be able to earn foreign exchange by exporting their products abroad. The Chittaranjan locomotive works at Asansol, the diesel locomotive works at Varanasi, the heavy electrical works at Bhopal, and the integral coach factory at Chennai have all been geared up to accomplish these objectives. The most creditable thing about indigenous production is that the cost of locomotives and coaches manufactured in India is much below even the ex factory cost of similar articles imported from Europe. These performances, when added to the number of amenities that the railways have been providing us for the last several years, do constitute what may be called a brilliant record over railway administration, and but for the railway accidents which have been occurring rather too frequently within recent years, this record will be an all white record. These accidents, though regrettable, need not be construed as a serious black mark on the good name of a railwayman in general. I agree to the observation that the failure of railwaymen and the accidents resulting therefrom constitute only an insignificant part of their achievements of operation. Full stop. Dividend. Full stop.